Okay, this is the third part of our biopsych chapter. And we're going to talk a little bit about imaging, and then we'll go on from there. So, um, CT scans, um, computerized tomography. So, this is basically an X ray, but it's like super defined. And it's a good way to look for brain tumors or other abnormalities. It's also a good way to study the structures of the brain. Positive emission tomography is going to look at how blood flows to different parts. And so you would have a radioactive substance, mildly radioactive, so that you can see where the blood is going, where essentially where the energy is being burned. Um, and then MRIs and fMRIs, these are going to have really very fine um, images of the structures and what's going on. The fMRI is going to look at metabolic activity. So where is glucose being burned in the brain, which tells us, what parts of the brain are active when you're doing certain things. All right, electroencephalography is looking at electrical images. Remember that we have these electrical charges that happen when a neuron fires. So when your neuron fires, boop, there's this change of polarity. All right, well, that's an electrical impulse that can actually be, I mean, we're talking about millions or billions of neurons firing at once. So you can actually measure those firings with really sensitive electrodes. Okay, so not very stylish, but this is how you would see those. Endocrine system is super important, but remember with your neurons, we're talking about a neuron fires, it's got an electrical signal, it's going to transfer information to the next neuron using neurotransmitters across very small spaces, microscopic spaces really in the synapse between two neurons. The endocrine system, on the other hand, is about hormones that come from various parts of the body. So, like, for instance, your adrenal glands, if you go into fight or flight, well, it's going to be like, we need some help, and it's going to send out adrenaline, corticotropic hormones from on top of your kidneys, is where you find your adrenal glands. Amazing, huh? So that those chemicals travel through the bloodstream. So it takes a little while to get there. If you're talking about fight or flight, it also takes a little while for them to go away. Okay, so pituitary is going to control all of these endocrine glands to some degree. Thyroid is about growth, metabolism, and appetite. Someone with a low thyroid might not have a whole lot of energy and they might tend to gain weight easily. Um, uh, Adrenal glands, stress responses, gonads, sex, reproduction, motivation and behavior for that. But there's some other implications of things like so males will tend to have more testosterone. Females will tend to have more estrogen, but there are variations in the amount. This is one of the problems with trying to define sex biologically, is that there's a whole lot of variation in these. So some women will have more testosterone than some men, and some men will have more estrogen than some women. So, but we will find that there are going to be implications for the emotions and how people behave. So, for instance, if someone has more testosterone, they may tend to be more aggressive. Um, uh, my professor for my psychology master's, my advisor, got prostate cancer. And one part of the treatment for that is to give the person massive doses of estrogen to help to shrink the prostate. Well, it also made him very emotional, quote unquote, emotional. So he was he thought of himself as kind of a tough guy, definite, saw himself as a father figure, um, the strong male uh, archetype, especially he was Italian American, and it was kind of a thing, for his cultural origin. Um, so he's got this massive amount of estrogen in his system. He's walking across campus, happens to glance down and see a bee that cannot fly, realizes that it has um, a broken wing. Now he's facing a potentially fatal cancer, and he's got a whole lot of estrogen, so he starts crying in public, which is not something that was culturally, part of his upbringing. But he had this massive amount of estrogen that affected his psychological state. Okay, pancreas is about blood sugar. You can get kind of grumpy or hangry if you have low blood sugar, for instance. So these are things that can affect your psychological states. Um, so again, the major neurotransmitters, acetylcholine is about your muscles, your some implication for memory. Um, More acetylcholine will be you're more aroused. Your central nervous system is more active. Your cognition is going to be higher. Beta endorphins, it's about pain reduction essentially. If you have endorphins, you're going to feel less pain, which is why, like someone running a marathon, eventually they're going to have a whole lot of endorphins released, and that's how they can keep running. Dopamine, mood, sleep, learning. Well, your mood's going to get really very excitable. Perhaps it's a whole lot of pleasure when you have a lot of dopamine, except there are some bad things that happen if you have too much over time. For instance, hallucination, like happens with schizophrenia, where some schizophrenics will have a whole lot of dopamine. GABA, brain function and sleep. More GABA will decrease your anxiety. Some mood oriented drugs will do that. We'll talk more about that when we get to chapter 16. Glutamate. Well, your memory and learning depend on having enough, proper amount of glutamate going on. Norepinephrine, epinephrine being, if you have just epinephrine isolated, it's going to act as a stimulant. Your heart will beat faster. Your intestines, yeah, actually, I'm not a biopsych person. I'm a cultural psychologist, but I know you're going to be more alert for sure. Serotonin is very important for mood and for sleep. Um, well, actually, it's replenished in sleep. So if you have enough serotonin, you're going to feel happier, you're going to feel more relaxed, and you will want to get enough sleep so that you have enough serotonin. If you don't, one of the problems with insomnia or with people staying up too late is you will not get enough time sleeping for your serotonin to replenish, so you may tend to be more depressed. Okay, that is it for the biopsych chapter. Hope that helps, and ask questions if anything remains.